Welcome back, everyone. We're getting into game number 2 right now between LGD and EDG. This is the semifinals. The loser will drop to the fourth place match. The winner will advance to the grand finals of the summer split of the LPL playoffs. Who will advance? Currently LGD with game number 1. Imp is about to be caught here. Whoa, good flash.
No hesitation, flashes out. And again, LGD, they've just forced the flash onto Imp here. Edward with a nice engage. Does that say to me lane swap? I think it does.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to be in the 2v2 now. Clearlove playing that early pressure jungler as well. Could maybe look towards your lane as a point to attack. So we'll see how they respond to this one. But all things considered, LGD running that Yasuo in the mid lane this time. Got the assassin there. A lot more of a standard team comp from LGD. EDG running very much kill people all the time. Their team fighting raises some questions though. They've got that Rise. Very good for AoE. They've got Clearlove for single target, Pawn for single target, and Def for like AoE styles as well. So it's mixed. The damage is mixed. But their physical damage raises some questions.
Yeah, this is looking a lot like the playstyle that made EDG so terrifying over the course of the regular split. The fact that Pawn can roam all over the map along with Clearlove and assassinate people in the top lane, assassinate people in the bottom. We'll see if he is going to succeed as he takes quite a bit of damage from Godby with the initial trade, and the junglers are going to swap red buffs.
Yeah, I can think of a few reasons why this matchup isn't favorable for LeBlanc, and all of them are the missing health points that she just had. Doran's shield start from the Yasuo as well, so looking for that early aggression, level 1, level 2. Try and push Pawn out of lane or force some health pots so that he's in a much more comfortable position. In saying that, EDG right now are pretty much all mid. I think if Yasuo gets level 2 and does his very standard all-in style, then there is a chance that, honestly, he will get caught out of position.
Yeah, Mako's already waiting there. There's the directional ping. Here come 3 members of EDG. Oh, Koro, Godby's in a bad position. The level 1 snare. He flashes to escape. He's about to be caught. First blood picked up by Mako.
And that was such a smart adaptation here from EDG. Going mid lane, of course, the aggression at level 1 was so evident from Godby. He was looking to take out Pawn. Did not find what he was looking for. Instead, he found 4 members in his lane. That's not what you want to see ever.
Yeah.
At level 2 in the game as a Yasuo.
Yeah, very scary proposition for Godby now that he's got to trek it back into lane. Mako, he's actually waiting really far forward, trying to keep an eye on that Yasuo, see if he can spot him. Yeah, he does spot him out now. Could be looking for yet another gank as Pawn's setting up a freeze.
Yeah, Pawn's had complete control of this lane, even denying cannon minions. Mako doesn't want to leave. In saying that, Acorn is also here.
Oh no, here comes Koro.
Well.
Yeah, Koro and Clearlove coming in from this side. The ward isn't going to spot Mako until it's too late. Melee range chain should find him, but Godby has got the protection of his team. It's a level 2 team fight. Clearlove goes down, Pawn jumps out, but Godby chases him away. He takes a bit too much damage, exhaust onto Mako. He's got his flash. He makes it out alive. Knockup finds Pawn, and LGD trade a kill, and they're going to back away.
Level 2 and level 3 respectively for all of the team members at 3.5 minutes in this game, and they almost tower dive EDG. That is how on point they were with that decision making. They knew they were going to focus Godby.
Yeah.
He had no flash available, and they come back as predicted. The TBQ body slams out of the bush, doesn't even need to flash. Connects with 2 important members, and they get a pick instead.
Amazing play from LGD. They even it right back up, and now we're on even footing. However, look at who the gold ended up on. It's on the kill on Godby versus the kill onto Mako. Def trying to set up a freeze, will have it broken by TBQ and Acorn.
That is a great point, though, of course. The difference in CS now 0 basically in this middle lane with the extra kill. So all things considered, actually favoring LGD after what was a very awkward beginning of the game.
Yeah, here's Clearlove, but he finds 3 members instead of the predicted 2 and decides to back away. Def will clear out most of these minions, and everything starts to settle down. Koro teleporting to the top lane to match the freeze that Imp has got set up. And everyone can take a nice deep breath as we get into what looks like pretty standard laning.
It certainly looks that way. We'll see if it maintains that. Koro is actually trying to completely break this freeze out, forcing him under the turret. Imp has found an abundance of last hits, but is still behind on Deft. as they have been in their own basically 1v0 matchups for quite some time. The big difference now, though, that CS discrepancy has regrown in the middle lane. And the junglers. Clearlove has spent so much time looking for ganks that he hasn't been farming. TBQ has been. It's just polar opposites of that first game.
We'll see if EDG can still take an early advantage as TBQ is going to clear out a ward, and Godby should catch most, if not all, of these creeps from Pawn. Meanwhile, Acorn is going to catch some solo farm in the bottom lane. He's got some assistance from TBQ to make sure that he's nice and safe and make sure that he doesn't end up getting ganked, while Acorn, he's going to help out Clearlove with the double jungle just to make sure he can clear his jungle nice and quickly. So things are returning to normal.
And Mako, actually the one with the kill. Very warranted that he tries to address some other lanes and maybe try and have an impact because he's got some extra gold that PYL does not have. We'll see if he can make that happen, as he does have to return to this top lane 2v2. Not actually too bad because they've got that ranged top laner in a Rise, and lane swaps are not too bad for a ranged champion.
We can see the freeze is being broken. Koro's not quite able to catch that in time. PYL looks like he might look for a dive with TBQ, but a ward did spot them out nice and early. Uh-oh. Pawn looks to roam up, but he is immediately called out by LGD.
Yeah, of course. You mentioned this earlier. Very Ari-esque in the way that you like to roam around the map. What are you going to do, Pawn?
He's going to take the long way around. Uh-oh, Godby. Ooh, just being nice and threatening. Looks to clear out a pink ward. Vision so far, very vital to keep an eye on the roams. Acorn forced to flash away from Def.
Yeah, Def putting down a lot of damage. Has that Sheen there? Oh my god.
Yeah, they're looking for Mako. He's only level 3 to the level 6 of Imp. It's only a Doran's Blade, however. They just zone him off the turret.
He has enough money to buy whatever he would like here. It's Christmas for this Cogmore, and he's still pressuring the lanes. Actually froze that minion wave so that the next wave in the top lane hit the turret immediately. So looking to deny as much as possible before they recall.
Ooh, Godby was looking for a bit more damage. He does use the distortion, but TBQ looking for some assistance, doesn't quite find it.
It's funny when you watch Pawn play LeBlanc, it almost feels like he's lagging. That's what it looks like he's doing. He's actually standing still and making you really question your decision making at every single second. Do I go for him here, or is he going to distort? You don't know because he's standing dead still. You're like, I have no indication of what is actually happening right now.
Ooh, Def looks to trade out with Acorn, so close to Meganar, dodges the Sonic Wave from Clearlove. Yeah, now he's got the Meganar, so he will be safe for the time being, but TBQ still waiting as Acorn juggles the aggro so perfectly, just gets level 6. Clears the wave and manages to keep himself safe.
Def could die here if he pushes his luck. Does have the heal available, and this is why Clearlove is still here. It's LGD.
Oh, they find Mako. They're getting a lot of damage. Here comes Imp once again. Mako does have both of his summoners, but just stands behind Koro to keep himself safe. As Pawn and Clearlove now head back to the bottom, Acorn is the target, but he knows something's wrong.
He's so very aware of this that EDG are wasting a lot of time in an attempt to actually get Acorn out of his lane.
Oh no, he's back up to the tier 1.
Oh no. This is level 5.
Yeah, he doesn't have his Meganar available. Pawn is waiting in the wings as well. Here comes Godby. Oh my goodness. EDG want that kill so bad.
Yeah, and it's all just focus, and it's time being spent, but essentially time being wasted. As this Cogmore, who still hasn't recalled, is basically pushing and denying minions on this top lane where Koro's not getting any.
Yeah, he is.
That's a lot of money.
Moderately ahead.
That's like both components of the Blade of the Realm King. I'll put it that way. Oh, he won't get that. He'll get Trinity Force, but that's what that is.
Yeah. Very scary Cogmore. Looks to break down the first turret of the game. Oh. Is he going to try bouncing this last wave? No, not quite. Not quite that greedy. As here comes Koro and Mako once again. And LGD managed to dissuade the early aggression of EDG. Here's Godby finishing off a Zeal.
Dissuade, but also end up reasonably well off for their troubles, as Clearlove has struggled to get anything happening at all. He's got one assist from that very early aggression onto Godby. And then Godby got a kill for his troubles. He is playing aggressive.
He's dancing around. Ooh, good dodge from
TBQ's
Pawn, but
here.
he's right back on the TBQ. Whoa!
Whoa.
Great reflexes. Pawn gets out alive, and
God.
Mako has to tag PYL to keep him safe.
They're all just looking for a knockup for GodV's ultimate.
Yeah.
No one found one as he flashed out of the explosive cast, which was super well done from Pawn. Because GodV can press that ultimate instantly, and he will not get knocked before Yasuo ults him. So flashes out of it, make sure it doesn't hit him, and then PYL using that flash pulverize doesn't actually find anything. But everyone is now resetting it.
Gets some good damage on the Godby, but just trades it right back. Here's Clear Love. Sonic Wave lands. He gets the knockup, but doesn't have it in time.
LeBlanc turned invisible.
Oh, man.
It didn't press ult.
Action in the bottom as well. They see Godby's dead and immediately pull the trigger. UIL is caught. Only level 5. He doesn't have his flash anymore. Exhaust is already used. He's dropped by death.
Koro had the flank for Clear Love. He's now found TBQ. Everyone just wants to get caught.
Keeping the aggression. EDG turn up the heat. Flash gets him out of the chains.
So he does get away with his life. But mid lane, Yasuo's gone down. PYL in the bottom lane also. He has fallen. LGD just starts to crumble under this EDG pressure. It's a consistent, overwhelming amount. Now the Dragon to boot.
Acorn is finally able to take that top tier 1, but they will trade over the bottom tier 1 and what looks to be the first Dragon as EDG all across the map. They just needed one kill, and the first domino has fallen, and piece after piece has fallen after.
Yeah, and the big question is always where to from here for this EDG side. They've got the beginnings of that snowball. They need to continue that happening as Acorn's actually doing really well, to be perfectly honest with you. The focus that he's had in his lane, the pressure that has been put in place, he's still ahead in farm on this rise, and EDG Clear Love in particular just put no emphasis on Koro. As a rise, left him by himself to his own devices to get zoned by a Kog'Maw and an Alistar. So they're waiting for Koro to ramp up somewhat at all, because he hasn't really. They've also got the Morellos completed for this LeBlanc, who is leaps and bounds ahead of GodV in terms of relative strength immediately.
We'll have to see if Pawn continues to roam around or if he is going to be locked down by GodV. Imp with his recall has 2 components of his Trinity Force, keeping pace with Death for now, but is barely behind when it's all said and done. Just missing a dagger, about 400 gold netted by that first tier 1. And everyone's continuing to play it safe. Pawn going for some roam, playing with the vision of LGD, trying to put some pressure, but already Acorn's playing safe by clearing out the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, but the key word is trying, and all it takes is one success for that to completely turn around, and he is working around the vision of LGD. Pink wards placed in the river, placed in strategic areas where he knows that he'll be safe to walk. And Mako, again, they're clearing the vision. They're playing it slow, calm, and collected. And they're just looking for their eye in on a gank. And right now, it looks like Acorn.
Yeah, he does have his flash and is relatively close to Meganar, but he's about to proc his Rage Bar. There goes a lot of damage. Here's Clear Love. Meganar is prepared. Stun gets dodged by Clear Love. He gets the slam on the 2. Hexdrinker keeps him alive. He turns around for one kill. The stun manages to be locked down from Pawn. Here's TBQ. He has the cast, but doesn't have enough. Flash is not going to be enough as GodV has joined the battle. He dodges onto one clone, turns now onto Koro, and they're trading it back around. 2 for 1 for LGD.
This has happened twice now in a row that the LeBlanc passive denies GodV. He flashed to get in range to use his ultimate, but could not do it as TBQ's explosive cask was set up for that purpose. Instead, Pawn gets away, but the rise does go down. So LGD, they get a pick, and diving Acorn, I mean, what were they thinking? At Meganar, he has a Hexdrinker. I don't know if they were aware of the Hexdrinker, but that is what kept him alive through all of that. And he trades in a 1 versus 3.
So very instrumental. However, EDG are able to trade away the mid-tier 1 turret of GodV. So he is now missing that turret for the time being. It is a gold advantage for EDG. 1,000 gold exactly. That 1,000 gold can be taken for LGD just by dropping a single turret.
Yeah, and it's coming down to the bottom lane more so than anything else, is that EDG's bottom lane is the one that rotated to get that turret in the middle lane, whilst both mids are trying to match each other. Pawn always looking to be elsewhere, and GodV saying, well, I have to match that and actually have some relevance in areas that are not middle. And that was utilized and capitalized on very well by Deft and Mako. They come mid, they get the turret, And now Godby's in a position where he is no longer available to roam as effectively as Pawn.
TBQ and Acorn might be looking for some action on Nakoro. They've got a deep horde that immediately spots out Clear Love, and instantly after getting vision, TBQ backs away. He's actually still waiting up there, might be looking for some action regardless, as they could try to break the freeze that Koro has set up, as he's caught back up in CS now, as Rise is wanting to do.
Actually went in.
Yeah, they are looking for a lot of damage, but Koro procs his ultimate and flash to get himself to safety. Clear Love doesn't even have to divert any of his attention to keep Rise safe.
They were fully aware of where Clear Love was, though. The wards had spotted him, and they knew that he was topside, but actually working around spotting vision blindly is what LGD were just doing. Acorn sat in the bush, waited for a reaction from Koro, and there was no reaction, so he showed himself in lane, and TBQ was safe to walk up to that area. That's when they tried to make the pick, but the explosive cast did not connect due to the flash from Koro.
Great reaction, not quite able to net the kill just yet, but we'll see if they will be able to pull out another one. Dragon's coming up in about 90 seconds. EDG again secured the first Dragon, just like in game number 1, but LGD looking very strong as they are hitting some strong breakpoints for number 2. Trinity Force finished. Static Shiv finished.
Big eyes. Because we'll see if they can actually put them into effect. As they may want some boots to supplement some things here, as there's a lot of brown leather bags. But mobility very important for both of these teams. Very close to actually getting their item spikes. The direct items are spiking indefinitely. It's just those smaller supplementary items.
Puts harass on the Mako while 3 members of LGD shove in the bottom, trying to keep Deft occupied. It is level 10 to 11, so Deft is just barely down in CS, and they are currently waiting in the brush down here. Might be looking to catch somebody from EDG unawares, but doesn't look like EDG are going to fall for it.
And honestly, like, TBQ has felt more proactive than Clear Love has in this game. Is that they made one good early gank, and every time Clear Love's tried to do something, it's been matched, if not bested, by TBQ. And this is super impressive, because that's what a lot of people would say is the weak point of LGD, is their jungler's presence.
Oh, Imp gets some great damage across without pulling turret aggro. Such great knowledge of the turret range. He's trying to break down the tier 1 right now, but just can't quite break it. Dragon has respawned, and Acorn looks for Koro. Doesn't have his ultimate, as he did already trade it over. Gets some good burst. He pops back into mini form, but doesn't catch up in time. Could be a small window that LGD clearing.
Lots of damage though, and Acorn actually had that ultimate used, so just lane control is what is going to be achieved from that right here for this Gnar. Keeping Rise down, or at the very least keeping him in his lane, as they do get something for their troubles here.
Not quite able to deny the cannon minion, but the turret does trade over, and it is fairly even.
Meanwhile,
whoa! Clear Love and Pawn net the kill onto Godby. It's 4v5 right now. Dragon's up. Teleport available from Koro, and immediately EDG rush the Dragon.
No hesitation, of course. They find a very nice pick into the middle lane of Godby on this Yasuo. He's struggling a bit here. 1-3-1. Has got his static shiv, but is really struggling to get past that static shiv spike. And it doesn't actually remain as a spike for very long if you're behind. He'll end up having a split push soon to get anything done. And that's not good, because it's against the LeBlanc.
Yes. We've already seen the trouble that Pawn can put Godby into, as is 2-0-2 on Pawn. Godby not having anywhere near the performance that Pawn did in game number 1. But the game is still young. We're barely 20 minutes in. EDG only 1,700 gold ahead. And, you know, this is very similar to what we saw in game number 1. It was slow, patient, and measured. And then everything accumulated in those giant team fights.
Yeah, this is the LGD game style that EDG seem to be catering towards. Is that they don't really mind, they can just out macro them and then look to team fight with a lead opposed to just team fighting. And what they're doing right now is moving around the map very smartly, and accruing small gold leads, in particular that mid laner though. Pawn is starting to ramp up in his strength very steeply in comparison to that of Godby. So they'll work around Pawn's strength. He will rotate to areas where they want to take objectives and turrets, to ensure that it is safer for them to do so.
Looks like EDG do get the fast track.
Imp, by the way, is currently sitting bottom.
Yeah, they're going to
nothing to do with that.
They're going to try trading this. Tier 1 is going to end up going down. That's the last Tier 1 recall from Clearlove. Koro has his teleport available as well, but Imp doesn't want to take any chances. He decides to recall and play it safe. Oh, Godby wants revenge for the previous kill that he did suffer. But Pawn's forced to jump away.
It all comes down to how they play the matchup in this lane, irrespective of leads and QIL.
Yeah. Teleport is used by Koro. Pawn has got both of his summoners as well, but LGD don't quite pull the trigger. You can't really dive a Rise LeBlanc.
No, it's very difficult to dive either of those, especially with Rise having his ultimate available. Makes life really difficult for LGD to take the objectives if there are multiple members from Edward Gaming there to respond. Dragon and Baron not going to be contested too heavily just at this stage. Completely in control of EDG. And LGD, they need to look towards this middle lane turret. It has been standing for far too long.
Yeah.
Once that is down, a lot of aggression can be unlocked. The map becomes a lot more open to them to try and make picks.
And that has sort of been the theme of this game, that LGD are actually putting out a lot of aggression in this set. A lot of it off the back of TBQ, who has been just about all over the map. We did miss the gank between Clearlove and Pawn catching Godby, but TBQ's been everywhere.
He certainly has been, and we mentioned this earlier, is that he may even be considered as out-rotating Clearlove right now, who's going for a Black Cleaver. That's an aggressive decision. That's all damage. And, I mean, the EDG team comp is all damage, but that is all damage. To the point where I actually like it, because it's going to augment the physical damage of the team and prevent this LGD side from stacking magic resistance, which is, by the way, exactly what they are doing, is stacking magic resistance. So if Clearlove can do damage, if Clearlove can make Deft do more physical damage, then that's actually a genius item play.
See if he can pull it off this set. As so far, he's 1, 2, and 3, teaching us how to count. Looks like a minion wave skill. Minion wave finds its way down the mid lane, but LGD can't quite pull the trigger on that mid tier 1 just yet. Looks like we could see a dive top onto Acorn. On and Clearlove look to catch him out of position. Flash bounce is going to miss. He takes a chain to the face. He's got his Mega Gnar, but manages to barely keep himself alive. Clearlove secures it despite the ultimate beam.
He flashed and tried to get the double bounce over the wall, but just bounced into the wall instead of on top of Horn's head. So, Corky, can you please stop firing your Gatling gun? I can't think when you're that loud. That was a big mistake from Acorn, though, all things considered. LGD, they lose another member. It's another pick from Clearlove and Pawn, who are just working around the map right now. The dynamic duo, essentially. They're starting to snowball the entire map from just those two, and items reflect that.
So maybe we were speaking a bit too soon when we were speaking of Clearlove not being too effective in this set. Deft finds some big punishment on the PYL as rocket after rocket finds that big bull's back. Jeez, Deft is so aggressive in the mid lane, bullying out PYL and it.
Level 13, so working towards the 16 rockets. TBQ is pretty big, and he's the only real big member. But Deft doesn't really care.
Yeah.
Because he's Deft.
He's single-handedly going 1v3 and zoning away 3 people. Finishing off the Blade of the Ruined King and using the proc, he could look for Acorn once again, who's finished his Banshee.
That's just so aggressive. They're going from bottom to middle to top. Deft is just killing everything that's near him. Imp's gone for a Bloodthirster as well. To contrast the AD carries, that is an overshield. That is to get rid of the burst from every member of EDG. So I like the itemization choice, but it also delays his relative strength by about that extra item. Because until that attack speed ramps up, Blade of the Ruined King is just really good for shredding tanks. You've got that extra % health damage and the extra attack speed, which is now missing.
Dragon has just respawned. This would be EDG's third, and they're already grouped up on the pit. LGD are set in the mid lane, and they do have Acorn's teleport. Looks like the Dragon is being started by Godby. PYL takes some poke from Pawn. He does have his ultimate, but already chunked down to half health, and EDG can't quite finish the Dragon in time as Acorn has teleported to join up with the rest of his team.
That was really great from Pawn though. PYL's so low. He's just coming in and out of areas, putting down damage and disappearing again. He doesn't have a blue buff, so he can't do it many more times. But PYL really wants him. He's getting annoyed.
He definitely does. Pawn all over the place, putting out so much grass. LGD, they're going to group themselves into the pit and start trying to shred through the Dragon. This could be exactly what EDG wants, but no, they let it go.
Yeah, again, Deft is super low right now. There was no way for them to consider doing that. LGD, they get themselves the uncontested Dragon. They were looking at them, EDG. They didn't want to risk it. Again, Pawn was starting to run out of mana as well, so had to respect that fact that it was only going to be useful for one rotation of spells, and Deft was too low to consider.
Quite able to take that fight, but LGD do put a stop on EDG's 5 Dragons roll that they were headed towards. And again, things take a turn for the slow side. Godby actually opting for a Hexdrinker instead of the Force just yet. He's now got his second seal, so could be looking for more.
Yeah, he'll be going for the Trinity Force afterwards, but accelerating the buys of the defensive items. Hexdrinker, a very good mid-game item, is worth getting against this side that are very burst heavy and magic damage heavy. Of course, we mentioned how the Black Cleaver can augment a bit more physical damage for the rest of the side. But if LGD play the team fights right, then Deft is actually going to be the one that dies first. Because they have magic resistance stacked, and they should be able to sustain through the burst of Pawn and Koro. Of course, it's easier said than done.
Yeah, in the last game, it was the same situation. It came down to the execution. EDG made one mistake getting a bit too overzealous, and it ended up costing them the game. This time, probably not going to be making that mistake.
They feel a lot more calm and collected this time. Don't want to make the same mistakes that they have in that first game. They're now one game down against LGD. Not the ideal position. So see what they can make happen.
TBQ finds Deft. Cask knocks him out of the Valkyrie. He gets destroyed. They turn now onto Mako. He gets out with his life. Onsplit pushing in the bottom lane. They're finally going to take this mid-tier 1.
This LGD side, it's TBQ. This guy is just going massive for his team. He has been labeled All Split as the weak link of the team. Now he steps up on the big occasion. They pick Deft on this Corki. Corki, to be fair, over-aggressive in his positioning, looking to take damage onto the Gragas, and he gets flash engaged on the cancel.
Turn on to Clear Love. Sonic Wave finds PYL. They're looking for the inhibitor turret. They find it. Deft is still dead. Pawn harasses Godby at half health. He's forced to back away. Will Clear Love let them go? I'm not sure if he's running or collapsing. Looks like it's running. And LGD, after one pick, take 3 turrets.
Clear Love very thankfully managing to get the ward jump as the headbutt came out of PYL.
Yeah.
Doesn't connect onto the target, but they do get turrets. A whole lot of turrets here. A host of them have fallen down. And LGD, again, one mistake from Edward Gaming. Suddenly the game just tips back to even. And that's all it takes for this LGD side. They want late game team fights. They've got the Kog'Maw. They've got the Yasuo this time. Koro.
Imp could be caught. Flash dodges the slow. Imp gets destroyed by 4 members of EDG. Pawn doesn't even get an assist in time. Acorn's shield is popped. He's close to Meganar. Knocks them away. They've already lost the AD carry. 4-man stun. But he flashes the wall. Hexdrinker keeps him safe. Dodges another. The barrel locks down Pawn. He manages to land the slow. Acorn is running for his life. And LGD escort the president to safety.
I cannot believe Acorn lived that. He played that so well. Deft is caught again.
Oh, man.
AD carries don't like living in this game right now. They're having a rough time. But EDG this time, they're the ones to make the pick. Almost 2. But the chains miss twice. The ultimate from Nas scoops them away, and then he stuns them all.
Yeah.
With that W.
Huge stun.
And he just barely lives by the skin of his teeth. And EDG spends so much time chasing Acorn that they don't actually get anything from it.
Yeah, that was the big question. LGD find a pick, they find 1 kill, and they take 3 turrets, opening up an inhibitor. EDG find a pick, and they get nothing.
They almost find another pick.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened from that. So relative to gains just then, LGD have put themselves well and truly back to this, even in this game. They're about 1,000 behind, almost a negligible amount, as the acceleration of Godby's build has shifted towards that Infinity Edge after the Zeal. He's looking to make things happen. May even be a Bloodthirster, actually, for the Overshield.
That exchange, that trade that we just witnessed, highlights these two teams so perfectly. EDG is a team that will kill you and then take objectives while you're dead. LGD is a team that will take objectives if they kill you. It's the sort of trade-off in mentality.
I love that you could have basically just said the exact same thing in a different order. I know exactly what you're saying. Is EDG want to kill you to make the objective.
Yes.
Right? They place the vision, they get the pick, they get the objective. Very standard style. LGD get the objectives, force you to fight, and then make the pick and continue to get the objective.
Yeah. It's a question of priorities. Whoa, Pawn has to run away from a Kog'Maw as he has the backup of LGD to help him out. UIL healing himself back up after taking some harass.
It's a fast Kog'Maw, though.
Yes, he is.
Doesn't even have a Lulu, and he's not too fast. He's got Alacrity boots as well. That's just a thing at the moment.
So many
for these
enchantments.
guys.
Yeah. Absolutely stellar. 31.5 minutes into the game. Dragon number 4 is spawning in just a moment. EDG's third or LGD's second. Nobody seems to be quite prepared for it.
There's one pink ward at the pit. You can see EDG have just started to ping it. They want assistance at that area, apparently. They know that it's a point of contention because they can aim for the 5th dragon. They're one up already, and the third for move speed is actually pretty big. They have a rise. They've got the Braum and the Corki in particular as well. They all benefit from it. And it's worth them just straight getting. They've got the numbers. Besides Quilla.
Godby did just complete a recall. Instead of going for the Infinity Edge like Pawn, he picked up a Bloodthirster for some sustain. Pawn, you can see, getting his blue buff now is going to be so terrifying jumping around this fight.
That was timed very well here for EDG, getting him that blue buff, because he can now harass and not be concerned about running out of mana. And the aggression that Pawn will actually put in place, akin it to a Rumble who just got a Zonya's Hourglass, right?
Yeah.
That, like, suddenly he's in the front line, he's being tanky. Well, Pawn's going to do that as the Blanc because he has the mana pool now to sustain it.
EDG shove a wave forward. LGD shove a wave forward, and EDG respond to catch it. They're starting the Dragon. Here comes Pawn over the wall. They're grouped as 5 in the pit. I don't know if they can escape from this. Acorn's close to Meganar. He's dancing around with the group of LGD. Pawn looks for the flank with Clear Love.
Nice poke from Dev. Meganar's here.
Yeah, some harass finds him. Acorn takes some poke. Pawn from the backside. Imp kills Pawn as he goes too far forward. PYL knocks Koro out of the fight. Mako gets knocked up as well. He's trying to keep himself alive. TBQ takes a kick, but Godby and Imp are being escorted by the tanks of LGD. With Pawn dead, they're rushing towards the Baron pit.
They are going straight to that. It is a bloodthirst.
Now they back away.
They decide the open turret, perhaps. They're just making their mind up in a very slow, casual manner. Working around EDG, trying to force them into areas. Mako's super low. Is not recalling because he has to stay. And they were waiting for the teleport from Acorn.
There it was. Ooh, flash knockup finds Clear Love over the wall. Godby looks to follow. Imp flashes for the chase. He gets the kill. That's Clear Love's smite gone. This is going to be going Baron to LGD.
And Imp actually playing the zoning tool right now for the team as Deft is looking.
Acorn tries to keep him occupied on the far side. Deft has a rocket available. He could look for the steal. Is he going to secure it? No. Godby gets it despite TBQ's smite. And Koro gets out with his life, but that's 2 picks, and now the Baron for LGD.
And again, LGD, they get things when they find a pick. They actually get the Baron. They got the middle turrets earlier, and now they're starting to snowball out of control yet again. They've got the Kog'Maw with 3 items. The Yasuo did go for that Bloodthirster for the overshield, sustained through the Assassin Burst. He's going to be in the front line. TBQ's huge. Nah, doesn't want to die anytime soon based off that itemization. They're all starting to become overwhelmingly large. And the EDG team comp is the biggest question mark about all of this. Is they're running assassins. They didn't get ahead enough early, but they can't actually assassinate people. Imp killed Pawn in the last fight, as an example.
Yeah.
That should never happen.
Well, it wasn't to 4 people. So we didn't see it on screen. I assume there was some sort of knockup or CC that denied him from doing damage. But he had his blue buff. I guess Pawn got a little bit too overzealous once again, just like in game number 1. This time it cost him the Baron. We'll have to see if it ends up costing them the game. And again, LGD are in the same position as game number 1.
Now they've got the Baron minions, and they can possibly work on that middle lane inhibitor. It is fair. All they need to do, which is not actually working in their favor just yet, is get the side waves pushing. And the top lane is in EDG's favor. They're working on bottom lane, so they'll have 2 out of 3. It's not bad. It's just not ideal. And in saying that, they really are struggling to come up with an idea of what to do right now. EDG are controlling the map so well. They actually just don't have an answer.
LGD finally managed to get a wave pushing forward. Godby and them escort the minions forward. They're going to be looking for this tier 2, but can't quite keep it standing as Imp shreds through the turret's health bar. It goes down. Cask gets dropped, but Pawn dodges it. Mako drops his ultimate as well. The disengage is successful. Naka finds Mako.
They're just looking to poke. Of course, they've got the Baron minions, and EDG are the side that do have to engage sooner rather than later. They're hitting the turret.
Yeah, they're trying to shred through it before EDG can respond. It goes down. Pawn dodges BYL once again. Imp turns on the Mako from the far side. Acorn with Meganar chases forward with Godby. They have camped onto this inhibitor. Pawn looks for Imp. He manages to land the snare, but doesn't quite finish it off. Cleanse keeps him alive. Clear Love goes down. Godby 1v2 on the far side. Finally is going to be dropped, but do they have the damage? Imp nets another kill. Nothing can kill this Kog'Maw.
They finally, again, they get the inhibitor. Pawn.
He's looking for it, but can't find it. Gets destroyed by Imp. Such fast reflex. He's got a triple kill so far. Deft running for his life. Imp is out of mana, but he's not out of damage. With 3 members dead, it's up to Deft and Koro to keep EDG in game number 2. They take down 1 Nexus turret. Could they be looking for the next one? Baron buff just wore off. They're looking for Deft right now. He's making it to the Nexus. Flashes in time to keep himself alive. Imp zoning him away. They turn to Koro. He dies under the turret. They're trying to pick up kill after kill, but LGD have overstayed their welcome. They're going to have to take this and run away. No, they're just going to have to run. Imp gets turned upon by Koro, but he's dropped down. Unofficial quadra kill for Imp, and LGD back away.
An extended engage. They get the inhibitor. The second one should have been their next plan of attack, but they didn't go for it. Instead, they actually just tried to end the game. Rise still alive, Def still alive, their damage was there, but the focus from LGD was not. So they don't get the ideal scenario. They maybe could have ended the game if they really put all of their emphasis on that. At the very least, they could have taken the safe option and gotten 2 inhibitors.
Yeah.
They still get one. Things are going well here. This Imp, oh my god, this Kog'Maw.
Once again, he got MVP in game number 1, was allowed to get the same exact champion in game number 2. He's performing out of his mind, 6-1-1. This is a guy who won the World Championships last year, and he's looking to be in the same form right now.
Certainly is. I don't think I've seen him this great since he was in World Championship form, even potentially better now. He's just so on top of this. EDG are being run around, and again, this is LGD finding a small lead, getting that inch, taking that mile, which is just so surprising against the side like Edward Gaming, who are so good at playing around the map and bleeding you out. BYL.
Yeah, he takes some punishment from Pawn, uses the ultimate and flashes the wall. Pawn continues to chase, lands the chain, snare. Doesn't quite tag BYL in time as, again, LGD escort a member to safety. However, Dragon has just spawned and EDG are grouped up.
They escort, of course, as the Dragons. BYL very low now from being poked down by Pawn. EDG can still definitely fight this. In fact, it's advised.
Yeah, they're certainly trying. Dragon's down to 2,000 health. They're going to try securing it. It is going to go down. Clear Love gets a lot of damage. Koro comes in from the side. He finds Imp, but he can't deal with the Kog'Maw. He single-handedly is shredding through that Rise's health bar. He goes down while the rest of LGD take care of Deft. Imp solo kills it. So much damage on that Kog'Maw. 3 members are dead. Mako is dropped. That's 4 members dead. Pawn, the sole survivor. Acorn teleports onto the Nexus turret. He's looking for game number 2. Pawn, does he have it in him to stop the 5 members of LGD dashing forward? It doesn't look like. As LGD look to close out this game, Imp is on the Nexus. It's going to go down here, and LGD are up 2-0 over EDG.
Unbelievable play from LGD, to say the least. They take down game number 2 in an